This is news analysis coming to you live on Politics and Business TV Abuja. Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on the program for today. I am Bulus Joanna Ray. The headlines. Tinubu renames National Theatre after Wole Soyinka. Koren warns of imminent collapse in Nigeria's oil sector. Uyo Airport restores night flights after governor's deadline. On the foreign scene, U.S. shutdown deepens as Senate talks collapse. Details of the stories and more to come shortly after the break. Do stay with us. President Bola Tinubu has unveiled the newly renovated National Theatre, now named the Wole Soyinka Center, in honor of the Nobel laureate's legacy. The 68 billion naira upgrade funded by the Bankers Committee was praised as a cultural investment and a boost to national pride. Tinubu urged the creation of an endowment fund to maintain the center and reaffirmed his commitment to Nigeria's unity and progress. CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso said the center, integrated with Lagos's Blue Line, will generate jobs and revenue while showcasing public-private partnership success. Soyinka, honored by the gesture, expressed hope that the center would help reclaim African arts from foreign stages and restore Nigeria's cultural prominence. Meanwhile, the Crude Oil Refineries Owners Association of Nigeria has raised alarm over rising tensions in the petroleum industry, urging the federal government to act swiftly to prevent a total breakdown. The group says unresolved disputes among unions and key players threaten energy security and private refinery operations. Koran condemned attempts to block crude supply to refineries, calling such moves a breach of national interest and existing agreements. It urged the government to enforce fairness and transparency in resolving conflicts. The association also called for a stakeholder summit to protect supply contracts and boost investment. Koran stressed that private refineries are vital to reducing fuel imports, saving foreign exchange, and securing household welfare. In another development, Akwa Ibom Governor Omoeno has praised the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency and Ibom Airports Development Company for restoring night operations at Victor Atta International Airport. This follows his ultimatum to fix the airfield lighting system before September 30th, 2025. With the lighting and navigational aids now fully restored, the airport's sunset-only flights restriction has been lifted. The governor says this upgrade supports tourism and ensures smooth Ibom air operations. He reaffirmed his commitment to aviation and tourism development, citing ongoing investments in infrastructure and the upcoming Arise reports as part of his Arise agenda to position Akwa Ibom as a top travel destination. Well, you're still watching news analysis right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Still to come, Nigeria's debt payments dominate foreign spending. Welcome back in on Business Matters. Nigeria spent $2.86 billion servicing external debt in the first 8 months of 2025, accounting for 69.1% of its total foreign payments, according to the central bank. Though slightly lower than the $3.06 billion spent in the same period of 2024, debt still consumes nearly 7 out of every $10 leaving the country. Monthly payments fluctuated sharply, with spikes in March and April and steep drops in May and June. Fitch Ratings warns debt service will rise to $5.2 billion by year-end, citing weak revenue and high interest costs as major risk to fiscal stability. On the foreign scene, the U.S. government shut down Washington Wednesday after Senate Democrats walk out of funding talks with President Trump. With no deal reached, federal agencies began winding down and over 750,000 workers face furloughs or unpaid work. Trump's push for deep budget cuts and halted funding for clean energy and infrastructure in Democratic states has drawn criticism. Safety concerns also rose as thousands of air traffic controllers were sent home. The CBN Governor Yemi Cardoso said the shutdown threatens essential service and jobs, and citizens and officials are urging bipartisan cooperation to end the crisis and restore stability. And now for sports news, let's join Arukatam.
Good day, America. Tom, let's dive into your latest P&B Sports update. In the Champions League, Arsenal continued a perfect start in Europe with a 2-0 victory over Olympiacos at the Emirates. Gabriel Martinelli opened the scoring in the 12th minute after a rebound from Victor Gyökeres' effort, and Bukayo Saka sealed the win deep into stoppage time with an assist from Martin Odegaard. The win keeps Arsenal on 6 points from 2 matches. And in Spain, PSG edged out Barcelona 2-1 in a dramatic fashion. Ferran Torres gave Barca the lead in the first half, but PSG equalized through Semi Mayulu and then won it late through Gonzalo Ramos' stoppage time strike. All over in France, Monaco held Manchester City to a 2-2 draw after Heredier converted a penalty in the dying moment. Erling Haaland scored both goals for City, but the hosts' resilience ended a share of the points. That's your P&B Sports News. I'm Arakotom. Stay tuned.
Welcome back and on to the focus of the day. Today, allegations have emerged claiming that DANGOTE refinery dismissed 800 Nigerian workers and replaced them with 2,000 Indian expatriates. While some experts like development economist Nnameka Obiariri have dismissed the claims as unrealistic, the controversy has reignited debate over workforce.
The laying of staff by DANGOTE because of unionism is a reality, but also other allegations that are going around of bringing expatriates. Already there are expatriate engineers. DANGOTE has to look for the resources outside the shores of Nigeria. And if you take facilities outside the shores of Nigeria, you have to also look at where the technology is coming. If you have the technology, then it means it's your own. There is no any question of bringing expatriate. It's a brand new refinery that has to be managed by a brain box manual, and the brain box manual has to do with those owners of the technology. So I sometimes get annoyed in some cases of this nature. You don't have the technology, you don't have the funding, and then you are shouting on expatriate. No, Nigerians are expatriate around the globe, and they are doing well. And so, but unfortunately, if we are to look for efficiency and if we are to look for value for money, then there is need for us to understand the concept at which we are operating. And that's my perspective.
Oh, sorry. Speaking about the layoffs and the new employments, what mechanisms exist to verify such workforce changes? And are unions like Pengasan and Nupeng actively monitoring these developments? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Well, I think we've lost him. Let's go on a quick break and come back. Well, as Nigeria's landscape evolves, the conversation around labor, transparency, and national interest remains critical. And we'll continue to follow this story closely. We've been speaking with Yushao Liu, our in-house economist, who joined us via WhatsApp call. Well, thank you for your insight, and thank you, our viewers, for watching News Analysis. And that wraps up the program for today. But before we go, the headlines again. Tinubu renames National Theatre after Wole Soyinka. Koran warns of imminent collapse in Nigeria's oil sector. Uyo Airport restores night flights after governor's deadline. And on the foreign scene, U.S. shutdown deepens as Senate talks collapse. For more updates and in-depth analysis, follow Politics and Business TV English on YouTube and Facebook. Connect with us on Instagram at PNBTV.English and TikTok at PNB.TV.English. Remember to subscribe and stay informed. From me, Bulus Joanna Ray. It's bye for now.